Hey everyone, this is Olive Branch. I'm playing another replay here of a 3v3 with friends, my something awful goon friends. The teams are me, Ladyboy Luck, and Cyclonite versus Kilo 23, Shogun SA, and Umagrim. I believe Lady Luck and Cyclonite just started playing the game, so their ranks are pretty low. Shogun's rank 10, Kilo's 8, Umagrim is 7, I believe, and I'm a rank 8 myself. So the gimmick for this replay is an all-ashigaru army. For everyone. No light cavalry, no samurais, no ninjas, nothing. This is just a meat grinder. And Gunma Field with no buildings either. So check this out. Look at all of these peasants. Look at all of these ashigaru. Like we have, each of us has 4 lone swords and a smattering of bows samurai and yari samurai. Except no people on our side thought to bring guns. Shogunate SA and Umagrim both brought some matchlocks with them, and they are going to be very powerful at routing my allies' army. Long story short of this one, my army manages to kill Kilo 23's army pretty soundly, and it just becomes a slaughter, like when I'm basically the only person left on my team. For the retainers, I don't know what they brought, I don't know what the other team brought, but I brought Bad Omen, Inspiring Orator to make Yari Ashigaru units cheaper, Way of the Iko Iki, which is a DLC retainer that randomly drops, which raises Ashigaru morale by 2, it raises their defense by 2, no sorry, it raises the morale by 1, defense by 2, and makes them 10% more expensive, the Ashigaru units. So as you can see, Inspiring Orator and Way of the Iko Iki cancel each other out, and I basically got a free 2 morale and 2 defense from this. I also brought Renyo's Teachings, which increases defense at this for 3 defense, melee defense, at the expense of 2 attack, but it increases morale by 1, and it also lowers reload speed for bows, but that's not going to become a problem. So as you can see here, Shogunate SA is putting his bows in front, and first he had his yaris on spear wall, and Cyclonite says, well, no daimyos, we can't use daimyos in this game, so he dismounts just as for the hell of it and tries to rush the front line, and he's just getting rocked by all the arrows flying straight at him, but he says fuck it. He says charge forward. And he breaks before he even gets within 10 feet of the bows, and the bows just continue to rock him. What I did, I put my bows in front. I also put them all on automatic back retreat when the enemy units get close, and I put my own Yadishigaru as long as possible on spear wall to hold these guys. And you can just see, like, they already start wavering before they even hit because my general has intimidate enemies as his leadership skill. And I'm trying to send my lone swords, as you can see I'm pressing space here, I'm trying to send my lone swords to start flanking, but it does work. But unfortunately, as you can see here, Umagrim is setting up a big pincer on top of the massed army of Ladyboy Luck and Cyclonite. And Cyclonite's general is dead, so his yaris, his ashigaru, even though they're massed in a huge formation going up, they're gonna break before they even get halfway across this line over here. And here's the matchlock I told you about. One of them. He's hiding them. Matchlocks just firing straight into the ashigaru. Bows massacring everything. And on my end, everything's going pretty well. I'm wavering and routing the entire line Kilo has. And look at this. Look at this. These guys break, and they haven't even touched the matchlocks yet. All because his general died. And again, breaking before they even touch. Wavering? Oh, I guess they're gonna touch. Are they gonna touch? Yeah, nope, they haven't yet. And there they go, they're charging. And they break without even a single of one of them getting attacked. You can see Cyclonite, he thought that we had to sacrifice our daimyos and our generals, and he just tossed his away, but what a shame. And of course, Shogunate standing and fighting, giving his own Yadi's power, you know, melee defense, morale defense, attacks upgrades. Look, look, look. This is the power of a spear wall with Ashigaru and stand and fight. And over here, things are not going much better. Even though the bows are massacring Umogrim's male infantry, his spears can't hold. They just can't hold without a general. On my end, I managed to completely chain route, or at least chain break, the Ashigaru over here. I actually have to send my general on a hunting patrol just to make sure that they break, because a couple of his lone swords, Kilo's lone swords, do come back, and I have to peel away a couple of archers to deal with them. His general is safe and sound. No generals have fallen yet, except for Cyclonites. And Cyclonite's entire army immediately breaks and runs, along with many of Ladyboy's Luck's own army. All because his general got tossed and he got pincered like this. And oh, and Shogunate does send a lone sword here to harass my front lines, which he does a good job at doing. And these lone swords survive for way too long, you know, for the damage I wanted to do to them. And look at this. Look at that. My allies' bloody peasants just completely run. Umogrim, Shogunate, everyone's fine. They're all fine here, except so far it's a 2-on-1, really. So the second part of the fight, I try to set up my archers here on the tree line to shoot out. And they do a good job of this. And I finally decide to pull my general back because Ladyboy Luck demanded, you know, not demanded, but he asked, you know, our center collapsed. Can you bring your troops over here? And I realize, yeah, that's not a bad idea considering all of my guys are also wavering and running and breaking and whatnot. And I really hope this replay didn't corrupt because there's something very special happens in the end. Now, Cyclonite is all but out of the picture at this point. Ladyboy Luck, some of his infantry does manage to come back. They do break, and he kind of gives up, and he's trying to surround me. And I quickly move to try and keep myself safe. Shogunate just hangs back. He hangs back. And yeah, the replay corrupted. Look at these guys. They're just standing here. God damn it. I really hope that this didn't corrupt as much as it did. I mean, it was an amazing last stand. Oh man, I hope, please don't tell me this got corrupted. Well, what happens is, it looks like it did get corrupted, but here's what happens. Like I said, I set up my infantry line over here, and at this point, Shogunate actually drops of the game. He disconnects from the game because of, I think, too much lag. You know, this game was sort of a slideshow. He does disconnect, and his entire army, instead of just hanging back, does push forward. His general alone goes in, and he's vetted for defense. So this guy manages to cut down about 190 of my units, and he never does die. My general, I set him up here on stand and fight to keep my entire army from crumbling and fighting. And he eventually does get swarmed and killed, and then the game almost ended in our favor. Even though you can see that my allies' armies are broken and running and dead, I almost alone managed to flip the battle around, especially because some of Ladyboy Lux's lone swords do find their guts. They find their balls and come back to fight. And, you know, at this point it was just a bloodbath, and, you know, it sucks that this replay got corrupted. It definitely did, because, yeah, my units are routing way too fast. I actually managed to keep majority of them within my sphere of influence, and unrouted. Oh, and these lone swords, like I told you, Kilo's had one lone sword survive. He does come back, and I know this is broken now because these guys routed when I met them halfway with my lone swords, who are routing. Ah, what a shame. CA, please fix the replays. Otherwise, you know, you can't show an all-ashigaru army almost managing to beat another Ashigaru army. I mean, retainers do have a lot of power, but at the same time, so does the leadership general. Spear walling, lots of arrows flying everywhere. And when this shit happens, you know, when the replays break and everything just goes to shit, it's not fun. It's not fun when this happens. You know, you can't show off your victory or your heroic defeat when this crap happens. But still, bodies everywhere. Bodies just flying everywhere. My general, this does happen in the actual game. There is an opening, and my general does get swarmed by a bunch of Ashigaru. And he eventually does fall, but he lasts a very long time. He survives a very long time. Ah, what a shame. Just for comparison, in the actual game, basically the only robo shogunates' armies left were a couple of Yaris, 5 archers, and his general. I still had like 3 Ashigaru, Yari Ashigaru up, and 5 bow Ashigaru, and Lady Boyluck had his 2 lone swords attacking the archers and surviving. But when my general fell, so did any hope of winning this battle. But yeah, there goes. Look at this mess. Or at least if the game hadn't ended. But as you can see, this was a gimmick fight, all Ashigaru. We had 10,000 koku. And as you can it was just a blast. I mean, the game was a slideshow of lag, but at least on the replay, it looks pretty smooth. Corrupted, but smooth. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that massacre, and maybe we'll do more of it later. Anyways, this has been Olive Branch, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!